Hello, I'm Dide Uzun. I'm at the third grade, and here's my first app for this assignment. Like that. Yes, I first add a text box and add two text box and a button and a label, and I deleted the label's text because after we compare, it will show the result there. Here's the blocks part. It's easy. When you click button one, it checks if text box 2 and text box 1 is equal are equal. If it's yes, it says equals. If text box is 1 is less than text box 2, it says it is less than. And here uh, in other situation, which is if text box 2 is bigger than text box 1, it says it's greater than. Let me show it here. Let's try 1 to 5. 1 is less than 5. Let's change it to 8. 8 is greater than 5. And let's change this to 8 too. 8 is equals to 8. Let me show you another app. This is email addresses app. First, I add a label and delete the text because it will say please enter a valid email or thank you. I add a text box and a button. Here, when we click button 1, it first checks if text box 1 contains at and if text box 1 contains dot. Then it checks if text box 1's at part is less than that part. Then if it's true, it sets the label to thank you. In other situations, it sets text to please enter a valid email. Let's try nide at uzun at gmail.com. It says thank you, but let's say we forgot to add a dot. It says please enter a valid. Let's say we add a dot, but we didn't add at. Or we add at after the dot. Let's try this. It says please enter a valid email. There's another email app. Valid name to domain. It's a little bit complicated than that, but doesn't matter. First I add a label, then I add a text box, and I add a button. I deleted the text box text. Here's the blocks part. First I initialize a global name, 3 global names, which is email valid date. I set it to false. Then initialize a global email list, and I set it to create an empty list, and I initialize a global top domain name. Then I made it blank. First, I add 2 procedures. At first procedure, it sets email valid to false. Then it says email list to. It splits the text to list at part. Then if it checks if the length of the email list is bigger than 1, and also it's checked the length of the email list selected item in email list is bigger than 1. Then it sets global email valid to true. Then it sets global email valid to false. Then in this procedure, it sets global email list to, it splits on that part. It first checks for if the length of the global email list is bigger than 1. If it is, it sets the global subdomain to select the item in the list, global email list. Its index is length of the list of global email list. Then it checks for the length of the global subdomain is equal to 1. If it is, it sets global email valid to true. When we click button go, it calls procedure validate email first procedure, and it checks if global email is valid. If it is set to true, then it calls procedure 2. Then it checks if global email list is true. Then it sets label to thank you, but in other situations, it says please enter a valid email. Let's try an example. Vida at gmail.com. It says thank you, but let's say we write gmail.com. It says please enter a valid email, like that. This is alphabetized app. First, I add 3 text boxes to write a name, and I change the hint box to enter a name. Then, apart from the video, I add a reset button, and I put go button and reset button at the same horizontal arrangement. And then I add a label and deleted the text. It will show us to alphabetized order. Here's the blocks part of it. It's a little bit complicated, but first I've initialized the global name alphabetized, and I made the empty list. Then I initialize global name 1, name 2, and name 3, and I change the texts to nothing. Then after that, when we click button 1, first it says global name 1 to text box 1, global name 2 to text box 2, and global name 3 to text box 3. Then it checks if global name is less than global name 1 is less than global name 2, and if global name is less than global name 3, it checks both of them with this and button. Then if it's that, it's a list item into the list, like that. And I did it for all 3 of the names. Then after that, I add to check if global name 1 is bigger than global name 2, and I add the AND logic block, and I compare the text again. Global name 1 is bigger than global name 3. According to that, it will select which item is which item is going to be on the last item, and which one is going to be first item with this block. And after that, it will check for